The Puerto Rico Trench is the deepest part of the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. It is 500 miles long and at its deepest plummets 28,232 feet down. The trenches in the Pacific Ocean are located in places where one tectonic plate subducts or slides under another one. The Puerto Rico Trench, in contrast, is located at a boundary between two plates that slide past each other with only a small component of subduction. The trench is less deep where the component of subduction is larger. The Puerto Rico Trench is also associated with the most negative gravity anomaly on Earth, negative 380 milligals, which indicates the presence of an active downward force. In 2002 and 2003, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, conducted a major research study of the Puerto Rico Trench. Situated just north of the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the trench separates the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. The ocean trench is a geologically complex site. The Caribbean and North American tectonic plates are scraping by each other, making a huge transform fault that extends from the Puerto Rico Trench to the coast of Central America. The Caribbean plate is shifting east, while the North American plate shifts west. In addition to the transform fault, the Puerto Rico Trench is also associated with a subduction zone. To the trench's east, the heavy North American plate, which carries the North Atlantic Ocean, as well as the continent of North America, is being subducted beneath the smaller Caribbean plate. Many tectonic models have been proposed to explain this geologically fascinating, tectonically active region. However, none have gained acceptance, and the region remains poorly understood, largely because its underwater location makes it immensely difficult to study. Because the island lies on an active plate boundary, earthquakes are a constant threat, and the densely populated coastal areas are vulnerable to tsunamis. Erosion is a concern in many coastal areas, but is particularly serious to island communities that heavily rely on the tourist industry. On a much happier note, the Puerto Rico Trench is home to some rather interesting creatures, which have helped scientists to further explain life in the ocean depths. Organisms found in the trench include the humpback anglerfish, Dumbo octopus, sea stars, sea cucumbers, squat lobsters, the pink frogmouth chonyx, and trench plants. The pink frogmouth chonyx is a type of a bony fish that belongs to the toadfish family. The pink frogmouth typically grows up to 40 centimeters and are found in tropical and subtropical oceans around the world and are typically found at depths between 180 and 1100 meters. They live in a world of immense pressure and cold temperatures. On top of the fish's head is a unicorn-like dorsal fin that glows in the dark to entice prey to come closer. It has also been discovered that the fish can hold its breath for 4 minutes. Fish breathe by swallowing oxygen-contained water and pumping it through their gills, where the oxygen is then extracted. The pink frogmouth, however, is able to hold water in its gill chambers without exhaling. Puffed up like this, its body volume can increase by as much as 30%. There are a couple of possible reasons for this unusual behavior. It could be a way of saving energy in an environment that lacks prey, and it could also help to ward off predators, similar to the pufferfish's defense mechanism. Because the trenches are so difficult to reach, not much is known about these fish. There is virtually no data about its reproductive habits, life cycle, or population trend. One study of the Chonyx pictus in the Arabian Sea observed that it only eats small shrimp. The frogmouth uses its fins, which look like strange feet, to help crawl around the rocky slopes of the trenches in search of prey. However, when not in search of food, the funny-looking fish spends its free time looking like a pink lump of moldy cheese. It is important for researchers to continue exploring the ocean depths so we can continue learning more about the world in which these creatures live. While they are difficult to reach and can be dangerous to discover, learning more about the trenches such as Puerto Rico Trench could help us to understand our ever-changing world, as well as the intense environment that these fish and other organisms live in. It is odd to think that somewhere that causes so much damage on land could be home to underwater life and pose fewer threats.